Now, Jim and Sandra Daly wish to take their 2 children to Playzone Park. The admission charges are displayed on the entrance to the park. How much would the Daly family save if they were to buy a family ticket instead of buying individual tickets for each family member? So what do they have? 2 adults and 2 children, is it? So they would spend €43 if they did the family package. If they did the individual package, it would be 2 adults, which is 2 times 14.5. And how many children? 2 times €8 for the children, which is €29 plus 16, yeah? Which is €45, which means they change, save €2. Okay. The Daly family arrive at Playzone Park at 11:35 and stay for 4.5 hours. At what time do they leave? 11:35 plus how much?
4.30.
4 hours 30 minutes.
4 or 5.
Same thing as 15:65. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but that isn't right.
I know, perfect. What Ryan's saying there is, look, 60 minutes is an hour. Why don't you just call that 16 hours and 5 minutes, or 4:05 in the evening? There's a button that does that for you as well, isn't there? 11/35 plus 4-30, 16 hours and 5 minutes. 16:05. Everybody right with that? 4:05? Yes, sir? What? Okay. Part 3. During the promotion, the prices of the family tickets reduced by 15%. What is the cost for 1 adult and 2 children during this promotion? 1 adult and 2 children? €29. Now guys, €29 is how much percentage? 100. What do we want to find out? What 85% is, or you can get 15% and take it away, whatever you want. I'm going to divide by 100 to find out what 1% is. 29 divided by 100, 0.29. And 85% cheaper or more expensive with 85% big? Multiply by 85. €24 and 64 cents, 65 cents a minute. Everybody okay with that? Start with 100, bring it to 1, bring it to 85. Right, this is a decimal. 0.9. 0.6 is a fraction, guys. 6/10, otherwise known as 3/5. 3/4 has a decimal. 0.75. Express 90%, 0.6 and 3/4 on the number line. Well, go halfway and you get 0.5. Take half of that again and you get 0.25 and 0.75. Is that alright? Now, take a rough guess. 0.9 goes where? Around there, yeah? 90% over, 0.9. 0.6.
We got 2/3 of the way.
Yeah, 2/3 of the way, yeah. Got 0.6 there, yeah. And finally 3/4. 0.75. Everybody right with that? Write them in smallest to largest. 0.6, 3/4 and
90%.
90%. Now we're on 6/23?
No, we just went on to 5.
Still 5/23. This is how much you earn. Find Michael's gross tax. What you need to do. How much you get?
112.
€112. You're meant to pay €112. What does tax credit mean? You're not going to pay it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to pay €25. So what you get then? €87 net tax. What's Michael's take home pay then? 560.
473.
Take away €87, and you get 460. 473. We're on the 2014 paper, right? Yep. So what do we get? 473. Now, Michael saved this much in the post office. He plans to spend 1/4 of this on his savings. How much does he plan to spend? This much multiplied by 1/4 is
1,350.
1,350. Okay.
This isn't.
Everybody alright with that? Now, Barry plans to spend the same amount on holidays. So he plans to spend this much on holidays. He spends €45 per week. How do we calculate this? Divide. And what do we get? 30 weeks. Now, Michael changes €500 into sterling for his holiday to London. The exchange rate is €1 to 0.84 sterling. How much does he receive? Now, the trick is the euro number is always bigger than the sterling number. Would you agree with that? Euro number is bigger than the sterling number. So you only ever have two options. You can either divide by 0.84 or you multiply by 0.84. Because 1 is bigger than 0.84, you're expecting a bigger number you're expecting a smaller number for sterling. Try them both out, and whichever one gives you a smaller number than 500 is the correct. So 500 divided by 0.84, bigger number. Multiply, smaller number, so it's 420. Can anything about 420? Okay. See, you use the exchange rate to see which one's the bigger number. So you can see there that 100 is bigger than 0.84, 1's bigger than 0.84, euro bigger than sterling. What page are we on now, guys?
6 out of 23.
6 out of 23. That one there, yeah. Everything in D that's not in C. That part there, yeah. Moving on. Right. In the Venn diagram below, shade in the region that represents C union D complement. What does complement mean?
The opposite wasn't.
Everything that's not inside it. So you're painting the outside, aren't you?
So it's like the entire U region.
What?
The entire U region.
But not no. The U region is actually the whole thing, Charlie. That's the U region. But if you take out the middle part, that's the U region that's not inside C and D. That's everything outside C and D. Yeah.
Isn't C and D a subset of the
U? Yes, it is. Subset means everything in C and D fits inside of U. Okay. If C represents the people in a town who own a cat and D represents the people in a town who own a dog, what does C union D complement mean?
The people who don't have a pet.
How many the people who don't have a pet at all, who don't have a cat or a dog? People who don't have a cat and a dog. Happy enough with that? Yeah. Question 5. What's everything in A, guys? 2, 4, 6 and 8. Big?
1, 3, 5 and 7.
1's not a prime number. 2, 3, 5 and 7. Anything in common, A union B? Anything that's in both of them? 2. And then this is 4, 6 and 8, and the other one? 3, 5, and what's on the outside? 1. Where's 9?
Nine's on the. No, nine's on B, isn't it? Or no?
No, it's
No.
not any of them.
9's not a prime number because it's 3 multiplied by 3.
Oh, yeah.
Prime numbers are numbers that you can't do in the multiplication tables really, bar using 1 and the number itself. So 7 is a prime number because you can only make it by multiplying 1 by 7. 9 is not a prime number because you make it by 1 by 9 and 3 by 3. Are we okay with that? Now, Peter said that the hashtag cardinal number of A intersection B is 1. Is he correct? He says there's one object in A intersection B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reason, the number 2. A intersection B equals 2. The cardinal number of A intersection B is 1. There's one object in A intersection B. Carla said A union B equals U. Is she correct? Everything in A union B is the same thing as everything in U. Is that true or false?
False.
Why is it false, Paul?
There's numbers outside of A and B.
1 and 9, yeah?
Yeah.
So you say false. Reason being, 1 and 9 are not elements of A union B. Is that okay?
Just for the first one, I said there was only one element in A intersection B.
Yeah. Next page. Yellow shape sign. Okay guys, perimeter, yeah? It says 2 rectangles, each 12 by 3. That makes that a 3. What does it make here to here? 9, and here to here? 9. So add it together, and what you get? What you get? 45 centimeters. Yeah, that'll do me. How do you find the area of the T shape?
You times the length by the height.
Well, I'm going to do 12 by 3 for the first one.
You do each rectangle.
Is everybody right with that?
And then you
And then I'm going to do the other rectangle.
the same.
So I'm going to do the green. No, I'm not doing them both the same. I'm doing one of them as the yellow rectangle, and the other one as the blue. So one of them's 3 by 12, and the other one's 3 by 9. The 3 by 9 is 27, and the 3 by 12 is 36. 36 plus 27? 63 centimeters squared. Everybody right with that? Is it meter squared or centimeter squared? Centimeter squared. You alright, Charlie? Good. Now, who got 63? Everybody did 72, yeah? You forgot that they're overlapping, didn't you? Okay. Fix it, yeah?
Wait, sorry.
Yeah?
I don't know what I was thinking.
She's shading the area of the L shape where the 2 rectangles overlapped. What fraction of the L shape is shaded? Give your answer in the simplest form. Well, here comes your thing now, Ryan. We'll shade that in green here, yeah? That's a 3 by 3. 3 by 3 is 9. And it's 9 out of how many? 9 out of 63. It's worth 96 centimeters out of the whole 63, which is how much? Yeah? 1 over 7. Close up. 1 over 7. Everybody got that? 1 over 7. Office building has 9 floors. Each floor contains 9 windows. How many windows are in the office building? Write your answer in the form 3 to the power of x. Okay, 9 floors by 9 windows. Every floor has 9 windows. 81. Now, here's a question. How many trees do we need to make 81 when we multiply them by each other? Let's find out. 3 multiplied by 3, that's 2 of them. Multiplied by another 3, that's 3 of them. And multiplied by another 3, 4 of them. So 81 is equal to 3 to the power of 4. 3 multiplied by itself 4 times give you 81. There's another button that does this. See the fact button? Everybody see the yellow fact button? Put 81 in there, press equals. Shift, fact, 3 to the power of 4. If I put 9 into the shift fact button, 3 squared. I'll put 25 into the shift fact button. That makes sense? So bottom line is, the only reason I chose 3 was because it told me in the question it wants 81 presented in the form 3 to the power of x. So you've got to fix that, right? Now, John estimated it will take him 5 minutes to clean each window. How long in hours and minutes did he estimate it will take him to clean all the windows in the office building? So 81 multiplied by is how much? 400 and minutes, yeah?
Yeah, and then that's 6 hours and 45 minutes.
So you divide it by 60. That's it in. That's not in hours and minutes, is it? That's decimals. So is there a button that might help you?
The time.
6 hours and 45 minutes. So divide it by 5. 6 hours and 45 minutes. John started to wash the windows at 9:30 and finished at 1800. He took 2 hours in total for breaks. How long did it take him to wash all the windows in the office building? So here's what we're going to do. 1800 take away what, guys? 9:30, and we get 8 hours 30 minutes. Take away, and we got 6 hours 30 minutes. He did it quicker than anticipated. Do you agree with that? Everybody awake? Yeah? Yeah. Alright, so 6:45 minus 6:30 gives me 15 minutes. Many people got 15 minutes anyway. Just Ben and Ryan. Do you think John gave a good estimate of the time it would take to clear the windows?
Yeah.
I say yeah.
He did it under the just close.
No, it was close to.
The estimated time.
Now, can I ask you a question? Here's a question for you, right? If I said this job will take it half an hour, but I did it in 15 minutes, was that a good estimate?
No.
Because 15 minutes is a big chunk of 30 minutes. But if I say something's going to take me 6 hours 45 minutes and I'm 15 minutes off, is 15 that big of a proportion of 6 hours 45 minutes? No. So it's about how big it is in comparison to the overall job. Is that alright? So if I said this job takes 20 minutes and I'm let's say 15 minutes earlier, or I did it in 10 minutes, that's still not good, because 10 minutes out of 20 is actually quite a lot of time. So you're doing it in half the time, okay? Well, if I said, look, a job takes 6 hours 45 minutes, and I did it in 6 hours 35 minutes, because it's only a small portion of 6 hours 35 minutes, it's not that big a deal. Yeah?
Isn't so that personal preference though?
What?
Isn't that like, it's not preference, personal opinion, as in like...
Yeah, going faster, and you're just giving an estimate on the time.
Yeah, I know, but So wait, about your answer, couldn't you say no?
No, there is a bit of science to that. As in, imagine that. Imagine this, alright? Imagine I ask you, you're to get a score of 100, okay, in a test, and you get 97 out of 100. See the way you're 3 off? You're 3 marks out of 100 away from getting 100%. Would you agree with that? Now imagine that we did this out of 10, and you got 7 out of 10. 3 points there counts for a lot more than 3 points in the first part. That's what I'm trying to say. It's about the overall picture, not just 3 marks. It's 3 marks out of how many, or 15 minutes out of how many. You have to take the overall into account. Write down all the factors of 18. All the factors of 18, guys.
1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 8.
So what'd you say?
1, 2, 3, 6, 9,
1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. You wonder how Ben did this? 1 multiplied by 18, 2 multiplied by 9, 3 multiplied by 6, and make a list of all the numbers. 49 is the power of a half.
7.
It actually means the square root of 49, which is 7. Katie says that 5 is a multiple of 25. Is she correct? 5 is a multiple of 25. Huh? No. Multiples of 25 are 25 and bigger. So, do you agree with her? No. 5 is a factor of 25, not a multiple. Write this correct to the nearest whole number. 747. Right, the 2 decimal places.
746.56.
Right, to 1 significant figure.
Is that the 700?
700, yeah. Because it rounds down to 700, and 700 will be 1 significant figure. 2 significant figures, just while we're here. 750. 3 significant figures. 747. 4 significant figures. 747.6. Just a bit of practice while we're there. Now, to the nearest 10. 750. Well done, guys. The length of a javelin is recorded at 31.8, correct to 1 decimal place. What's the maximum distance and minimum distance the javelin was thrown? Oh, that's interesting.
It's just like 32.
No, it'd be 30. It got rounded off to the nearest decimal. So, what would 31.85 get rounded up to? 31.9. Would you agree with that? 31.85 will get rounded up to 31.9. What would 31.849 get rounded up to?
How many decimals are you supposed to go in?
Yeah, you can go 4999999.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So you could just go on infinite.
Infinite you could, yeah. You're right. We'll just leave it as 849.
Just left it at 8.2.
Yeah. Huh?
31.85 or
849.
84.
Because that'll get rounded down, won't it?
Yeah.
Because 849 is closer to 800 than 900. And then the minimum distance, I suppose 31.8.
Yeah.
Oh no, not 31.8. 31.7. Anybody? 75. Because 75 gets rounded up to 80.
Alright.
One of them goes up, one of them goes down.
Most possible number that's able to.
Yeah. Okay, one of them gets rounded up, the other one gets rounded down. How much time do we have?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay. We're doing really well. Write down the value indicated by the arrow on the scale. First one,
195.
this one is 1.9 now.
1.95.
1.95. Oh yeah. Halfway between 1.9 and 2. Next one.
328.
That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 5 of them. So it goes up in twos.
3.28.
Yeah, that's what Trey said. 3.28. Well done. Next one after that. 10.3. Yeah. A bag contains 1.5 kilograms of flour. You can call that 0.64 kilograms, can't we? Oh, I want it in grams. So convert that to 1,500 plus, and you take away 640. And what are you getting?
860.
860. Okay. A bicycle race. I'll just hit that there for you 1 second. Everybody right with that? A bicycle race consists of 2 stages. The first stage is 5.6 kilometers, and the second stage is 870 meters. Find the total distance of the race in kilometers. 5.6 plus point.
0.87.
Yeah, and you get
6,470.
6.47 kilometers. You've had it done in meters, Charlie.
Yeah.
But
I rounded that up to 6,500.
yeah, no, but once in kilometers.
Yeah.
You see the fine print?
Yeah.
So once it's done in kilometers, so you would have lost marks for
No, yeah, then I did that then after that. And I didn't do it in 6.47, I rounded it up to 6.5.
kilometers.
Yeah.
Okay. Leave it at 2 decimal places if you can, lads, unless it says 1 decimal place. Okay?
Do you need marks if you round it up?
You might have. You might have. Because it didn't specifically tell you. Now, this one, where you're going to Cork to Sligo, isn't it?
Yeah.
How far did Anna travel in the first 2 hours? From here to here. That's 160 kilometers. Everybody right with that? How long did it take Anna to travel 260 kilometers?
4 hours.
260. So let's have a look. Everyone says 4 hours. 260 is there. Straight down. 4 hours, yeah? What's after that then?
And left to Cork at 10:50.
50. What time did she stop at lunch?
Yeah, 13:20.
When did she stop for lunch? She stopped 2.5 hours later. Would you everybody agree that this is where she stopped? Because she goes straight across, right? So she left 2.5 hours later. So it's 10:50 plus 2.5 hours, which is how much? 1280, which is 13:20. Yeah? So 20 past 1. Everybody got that? You can use your calculator for that again. And how long did Anne stop for lunch?
30 minutes.
I don't want to say 30, no?
Yeah.
From 2.5 to 3, so 30 minutes. Find Anne's average speed in kilometers per hour before she stopped for lunch. Before she stopped for lunch, how far did she travel?
200
200 kilometers in 2.5 hours.
200 divided by 2.5.
Using DS.
T.
T, you're trying to find out what
The speed is
speed is. So you're doing distance over
time.
time. 200 divided by 2.5?
80.
80
Yeah.
kilometers an hour.